Hi. So, it's taking me a while to actually share this, but sometime in July, the Holy Spirit taught me something, and I've been shying away from sharing it with all of you, and I'm finally here to share it. So, Serum has this book of Bible stories that I tend to read to him, and so usually when he brings the book to me that I should read him a story, I would flip randomly. I don't go according to um chronological order. No, I just flip randomly whatever story I open to, then I read the story to him. So that day I happened to open to the story of Jesus turning water into wine. And so I was like, okay, let's read this. So after reading it to him, that was it. Then a few minutes later, he came to me and said he wanted to watch something on my phone, and I obliged. And so I was like, okay, let's go on YouTube and find something. And that day I decided, okay, let's find an episode of Superbook and watch it. So I searched for Superbook, and interestingly, the very first um, episode that popped up was Jesus turning water into wine. And I was like, wow, okay, since we just read the story, let's watch the story as well so that it will cement the lessons in our minds, or in your mind basically, for him. So ordinarily when he comes to me that he wants to watch something, usually VeggieTales, I don't sit there with him to watch it. I just put it on, I find an episode, and I go about my business. But that day I was like, you know what, let's watch it together. So we're watching it together, and when it got to the point where the wine got finished and Mary went to Jesus and said that the wine is finished, and Jesus was like, my time has not yet come, it's not my time. It's as if like a light bulb went off in my head, and I believe it was the Holy Spirit drawing my attention to this particular scenario in the story, that significant portion, because this was the first miracle that he performed, and this was the start, basically the start of his ministry. And so I went and read the the same story in different versions of the Bible. And what the Holy Spirit was drawing my attention to is the fact that, especially when I watched it in the Superbook episode, when he said to her that my time has not yet come, it's it's as if she didn't mind him. She was like, oh, and she was like, she just turned to the servant and said that whatever he tells you to do, do it. And then she walks away. And the imagery I got was a mother who knew who her son was, what her son was about, the power that her son carried, the mandate that her son had. And in one version that I read, please forgive me, I don't remember which version it was because I read so many, but in one version that I read, it explained that as it was as if Mary was giving him some form of encouragement, push, to cause him to step out and start. And the Holy Spirit taught me that we, as mothers, as fathers, we need to ask God what the mandate of our children is, what He is preparing them for, why He brought them onto the earth, what their purpose is, and so that we also play the role in encouraging them, in building them up, in showing them certain things that they need to do as they grow, to give them that push, that I believe in you. I know this is what you were made for, so you can do it. Because, we as children, we always need that kind of encouragement and motivation from our parents. And then it reminded me strongly of the story that Pastor Jerry Eze shared about his mom. When I stand to be corrected, I hope I'm narrating it correctly, but I remember he shared that I think he got a job with the UN, and he expected his mom to be so excited, and she was like, this is not what God told me about you. This is not what you are supposed to be doing. So this was a mother who had prayed and knew what God had told her about her son, such that she was bold enough to tell her son that this is not what you are supposed to be doing. So as parents, we need to be intentional about specifically asking God about the purpose of our children. What is He raising them for? Why did He give them to us? What should we be looking out for? And so I think a few weeks down the line, I was reading another story in the Old Testament, and God showed me something to connect with this. And so I will come back later to share that one as well. But do you know the mandate of your son or your daughter? This is a call to me, a reminder to me to continually ask God what the call upon my apostles, my two generals, what his call is for them, what his mandate is for them. So I hope this blesses somebody out there. I hope this helps somebody out there. God bless you. And I'll be back again to share the next lesson that the Holy Spirit taught me with regards to parenting our children.